You're listening to That's It, presented by the Parks and Patton Show. Now your hosts, Derek Parks and Matt Patton.
So welcome back to That's It, featuring your main man Parks. We got Matt over here. How you doing today, man?
I'm good. It's been a lot of weird technical issues for weeks now. We thought we had something good last week. Then the videos that were like hour long.
That wasn't about to happen.
It got sent over. It was only 4 minutes. So we're going back to this. Well, now we need subscribers so we can get to 1,000 to be able to actually go live.
Yeah, so we can.
It'll be a lot easier.
Yeah, we're working on things. Everything's always working hard.
Yeah.
Stuff.
How you feeling though?
I was feeling good. Glad to be back. I haven't been here in a couple weeks. So
yeah,
but lots been going on lately in sports.
Gosh.
Like
so much.
First one you want to talk about is John Gruden. What are your thoughts on the whole situation? How everything unveiled?
Unveiled?
Unveiled. There we go.
Yeah, there we go. Words.
I know, right? I went to college.
Yeah. So John Gruden. I mean, it felt like it came out from the woodwork. Like you just didn't expect it. But at the same time, are you surprised? Like John Gruden's always kind of had that vibe about him, let's be honest, where he thinks his shit don't stink. And he's like God's second coming. So, I mean, it's John Gruden. The way that he had to resign instead of get fired, I think that sadly saved his career. But he has a lot of labels on him now that he didn't before. You know, racist, misogynist, all kinds of things.
Do you think he's any of those things, though?
Absolutely, I do. The dude wouldn't write that stuff if he wasn't. Like, he's like, okay, yes, I came out with my apology. I'm sorry, this and that, to save his career. He's not because he's actually sorry. Like, let's be honest. He is not sorry to have made millions of dollars and put out, I mean, however many emails there are, you're not sorry for however many emails that is. Like, I think we're at like 1,000 something plus. I don't know, but I've never been high on Gruden because he won his Super Bowl with somebody else's team. Let's be honest there.
That happened.
And he hasn't done anything at the Raiders.
No. But are the Raiders still paying him though? How much?
Where he's resigning, you don't get paid if you resign.
How much of his contract is guaranteed though? Because I feel like,
but if you resign, you waive all rights.
Oh.
So I mean, it's like somebody retiring at the same time.
Well, he's only been there for 5 years, right?
Yes, and it was a 10-year, $100 million contract.
So he made $50 million.
Yeah, I mean, he still made $50 million. Like, so he's still doing good. But I mean, in Vegas, he could have been spending on like strippers and gambling. Who knows?
He definitely did that.
But I mean, the labels as of this moment, they're sticking. Like they have to stick.
I agree. And would you say it was kind of sketch on how everything unfelt? Because it literally came out of nowhere. Like,
I think you pissed somebody off that shouldn't have been pissed off.
I think so too, because if you look at the reports, I think it was somebody who we're good friends with, or it was something that I read. But either way, it said something about it was the Redskins. My bad, the Washington football team.
It's so hard.
Yeah.
Imagine the Cleveland Indians coming up, or going to be a Cleveland Guardians. So that'll be fun,
right? The Washington football team was under, or they still are under investigation for being poorly managed and all that stuff.
Absolutely.
And I think that's where they found those emails because of the dysfunction going on with the football team. Mm-hmm. So
let's be honest. He could have paid somebody, even though that they were through like ESPN's emails and stuff. That stuff gets archived. But he could have really paid somebody to scrub these if he wanted to. But I think somebody got upset at the wrong time. It was like, okay, Gruden, you want to play that game? Here you go, you're racist.
And you're officially a racist.
Yeah.
But my thing is like, I'm just at that mindset of like the timing is what throws me off. Mm-hmm. You know, because the fact that everybody emails stuff out. All right, well, I guess the older generation emails stuff out. Nowadays, everybody just texts and tweets stuff out.
I've had more emails this week than I've ever thought I ever would.
Yes. Same here. I've never had this many emails in a day in my life until I guess until college, really. So the older you get,
There's a lot, yeah.
the more emails are used.
Yeah.
So it's just the fact that if we're looking at an entire older generation using emails, a lot of these owners being white, a lot of these coaches being white. I guarantee you there's a ton of coaches and owners in that league that has a ton of racist things.
Mm-hmm.
And then, I don't know if it's because I'm not paying attention to it enough, but they're not really publicizing the guy who he sent these emails to.
Yeah.
You know, they're like I think maybe they mentioned it once or twice.
You talking about D. Smith?
No, the entire email, like, who was he emailing back and forth? It's not.
It was just I can't remember who it was, but I know it was about the NFLPA. I think it was just general email, like with a group chain kind of thing, like reply all. I think that's what it was. I don't think it was one individual.
All right, my point exactly.
Yeah.
No one's really talking about the people who he was even talking to, because you don't talk like that to somebody unless you're comfortable enough around them. Yeah. So let's see the full emails. Let's not just see one guy.
Yeah.
So my thing with the whole situation, it's sketch how everything like played out, because of the fact that Gruden, if you've seen him in the public eye, he comes off as a guy who doesn't give a crap about what he says. He's gonna do whatever it takes to win games. He is a rah-rah type of coach and all that stuff. So with that being said, I don't think he was holding his tongue back against somebody. Yeah. And I'm in agreement with you. I think he pissed off the wrong person, and they're like, all right, you're racist now.
Yeah. Like, click.
Yeah. So
good luck, buddy.
Good luck handling all this. And I think because the thing is, John Gruden, he didn't quit until he started saying the misogynist things and the stuff about other genders and all that stuff. Yeah. Compared to when he made the comment about DeMar Smith having big lips. Mm-hmm. He was still the coach. I mean, it happened 10 years ago, but he was still the coach. Yeah. And now that the rest of the bad stuff is coming out, now he's like, yeah.
It's like, this is worse than I remember. Okay. Yeah. So do you think this is, I'll tell my opinion afterwards, but do you think this is an extension of cancel culture?
Ooh, that's a great question. Well, let me answer by saying this. One, me personally, do I think John Gruden is a racist? I don't really think so, just because of the fact that I'm friends with a ton of white people. I see white people say a ton of stuff on TV. I don't think any of this stuff makes these people a racist just because they make these comments. I think a racist is someone who shows true hatred towards another. And if he was a racist, regardless about the amount of money you're making, you're not going to call yourself surrounding yourself around a ton of black players. That just sounds stupid. You're not going to call yourself hanging out with these players, because I guarantee you he hung out with them outside of work. Yeah. They came over to his house and so the label of him being a racist, I don't see it.
Well, do you think he was a fake friend?
I don't even see it as he just didn't come off as a person who would be fake. He didn't come off as a person that would be a fake friend. Like, I feel like John Gruden's the type of person where he's going to tell you straight to your face. If he didn't like you, he doesn't like you. True. If he doesn't want to be around you, he doesn't want to be around you. This is just going off of what I've seen in the public eye. So when he's saying he doesn't have a racist bone in his body, that's up for debate.
Yeah. I mean, look at his age.
All right.
Let's be honest.
That's clearly up for debate. But as far as him being a racist now, I just don't see it. Like, especially with the fact that he took over Tony Dungy's team when he won the Super Bowl. I guarantee you he had words with Tony, and Tony probably congratulated him, and they're probably good friends to this day. So I don't think he's a racist. But as far as this being a part of cancel culture, this is an interesting topic you even bring up. I don't think it's so much of this is a part of cancel culture, because we've seen with the NFL. Mm-hmm. And if you're not producing, they will get rid of you fast. Yeah. All right. Compared to if you're producing at a high level, it doesn't matter what you do. Heck, Joe Mixon was caught on tape beating up a girl in a Subway. True. Not a Subway as in a Subway that you ride, but a Subway restaurant chain. Yeah. In front of other people. Yeah. And he's still in the league, and everybody acts like it didn't happen. All right. Deshaun Watson is accused of allegedly raping all these women. I don't think he did it personally, but he's accused of it. Yeah. He's still in the league, and he could still play right now. True. John Gruden labeled a racist. Yeah. And now all of a sudden he doesn't have a job. Let's look at his record. John Gruden's been terrible. I think he had one good season, and they made it to the playoffs and lost. Yep. So, I mean, I don't think it's a part of cancel culture, him losing his job. More so of the NFL's like, you're not doing anything anyways. Yeah. Yeah. let's just go ahead and get rid of you, dude. Yeah. So But with that even being said, how do you think cancel culture even affects the NFL, or does it have an effect on the NFL?
First, I don't think this is cancel culture with Gruden. I think this is a little thing called "you made your bed, you lay in it, reaping what you sow." So, I mean, this could be sadly, a different case if this were like 1970 or something like that.
Oh, he'd still be the coach.
Exactly. This is 2011. This is just 10 years ago. Whenever like supposedly racism was coming to an end. Racism is very much alive today, sadly, but we've taken a lot of steps, and my generation, your generation, have been the ones to take that step, and a lot of the older crowd, unfortunately, still has, even if they say that they're not, and they might not be. They still say some fairly racist or borderline racist stuff, or misogynistic, homophobic, whatever, and that's what Gruden did. Do you think that was more of him feeling like he was comfortable in saying that he wouldn't get in trouble because he didn't think he did anything wrong, or whatever? It doesn't matter, because I mean, you made the cake, you got to eat it. You got to. And so, going back to cancel culture being in the NFL, I haven't really seen it a lot in the NFL, in my opinion. It's been more the celebrity status is where you start to see these cancel cultures. To be honest, Gruden's kind of more of a celebrity than a coach, in my opinion. He's a lot like Trump. He was a celebrity turned politician. So, same thing with Gruden. He was basically a coach turned celebrity trying to go back into coaching. So, cancel culture, like you said, if you produce, you're not going anywhere. Ray Rice, worst video I've ever seen. Mixon, foot-long incident. So I mean, there's been a lot. I mean, if Ray Lewis can come back from
killed a guy,
he killed a dude allegedly
killed a guy,
and can come back, anybody can. But it's because they're producers.
Exactly. I mean, heck, Mike Vick fought dogs.
Vic fought dogs, went to literal jail. It was like, hey, can you still run a 4.5? Yeah, come back. Please, Philly needs you.
Vic's my dude too. Like, I love Mike Vick, and I have mixed opinions about the whole dog fighting thing. But
I'm a Virginia Tech fan, so I kind of I want to, I need to.
He went to jail, literal jail for 2 years.
Yeah,
and they're like, hey, like you said, can you still run that 4.5? Yeah, I can. All right,
cool. Can you throw 20 yards or more?
Dude, I can throw 80.
Watch this. Deshaun Watson, 80 yards, first play of the game.
Jackson, yeah.
Jackson, that's what it is.
80 yards.
80 yards on the first play.
Golly. So, I agree with you. And I mean, what Gruden did, it was definitely wrong. It was definitely more of, I'm in the comfort of my own living room type thing. I'm not going to get called. And it's like, I mean, everybody's guilty of it, whether you're quote unquote being racist, misogynistic, homophobic, or you're just talking crap about another person or a coworker, an employee, a friend, a family member. If you're not around these people, you're gonna say whatever you want to say about these people.
Oh, absolutely.
So I think it was just more so of that, and I still, like I said, I want to know who he was sending it to exactly, and I want to see the other side of those emails.
Yeah.
Because the fact that it's just like, you don't say these things unless you're provoked. Like, I don't care who you are. Like, yeah, you could have these things on your mind and all these things, but to go out and be like, yeah, Smith flips are as big as Michelin tires, or Roger Goodell is this, or Roger Goodell is that, and people are taking a knee. Like,
yeah,
you're not going to talk about these things unless somebody else brings it up. Mm-hmm. So I want to see the other half of all this stuff, just because the fact that everybody is literally jumping down John Gruden's throat, and I mean, rightfully so, but at the same time, what about those other people?
Yeah. He was mad about the lockout. That's really what started these emails, is he was pissed that he couldn't have football because the lockout was happening. And the reason there's like 1,000 emails, though, is because that's not all him. Right. It's indirect. So there's some that directly are from him, and there's others, like, he wasn't actually included in the email, but it was talking about Gruden and how he said this and did that stuff. Right. So that's where a lot more, it gets really into detail.
And do you feel like the people he was talking to, the reason why they're not being released is because they're so important that it would ruin their credibility altogether? Or is it because the fact that they're just so insignificant that you don't want to give this random person their 15 minutes of fame?
Both. I think there's some little guys, like the assistants of the managers or something, and the owners, and then I think there's direct ones with the owners. Because let's be honest, he wouldn't have said these things unless he felt comfortable saying it to like-minded people.
Right.
So for people that felt okay seeing those words at the time and reading them, they were like, "Oh, I completely agree with you. This is so stupid." Blah blah blah. Ha ha ha. Rubber lips and stuff like that.
Right.
So it had to be somebody that was like that. Let's be honest, it was most likely the owners.
Right. I completely agree with you, but everybody's trying to throw Gruden under the bus right now just to save themselves. I guarantee they're going back and deleting a ton of history, paying the people what Gruden should have done to get rid of a ton of stuff. But I feel like it's only a matter of time before some other big name person surfaces. Like
Tebow or something.
Right? Tim Tebow is also a racist and homophobic.
Tebow told a 3-year-old he's going to hell.
Yes. Because he was not baptized.
Yeah, something like that's going to happen. Well, you brought up Watson, though. There's some potential rumors going on. You know a little bit more about that. So what you heard?
So everybody's talking about that Deshaun Watson could be on a potential 3-team trade with the football team and the Dolphins and the Texans. These are the 3 potential candidates.
So Washington, Miami, and
Texans, Houston.
Okay.
So Deshaun would go to Miami. Tua would go to the football team, Washington. Mm-hmm. And then I'm assuming Washington is going to give up some picks and maybe even Taylor Heineken to the Texans.
Texans are getting the worst end of all of that. But.
Maybe. If they get a first and a second round pick and they get a Heineken, who's not half bad, we've seen flashes of goodness. I wouldn't say greatness, but we've definitely seen flashes of goodness.
Who are they going to get? Radler?
We've seen flashes of goodness to where he can at least hold down the job for a year.
Not Radler. He's got a freshman taking over his job and showing him up. Now I believe that Oklahoma is a playoff contention.
Hold down the team for at least a season. Until some random big name guy comes out of college and gets hyped up like they do every single year.
It'll be Tanner from Minnesota. That's who it'll be.
I mean, heck, if Michigan goes to the playoffs and wins and the quarterback doesn't look half bad, even though he's mediocre at best, I don't see why they wouldn't be like, oh my gosh, the guy from Michigan, he is it, even though he's clearly not it. Like they look for guys every year. So I think Heineken. I mean, the Texans season's up.
The only quarterback in my mind this year that should win the Heisman or anything like that would be Matt Corral from Ole Miss. Like, he's actually looked good, and he can run the ball, too. So that's the only quarterback in my mind in college football right now. Bryce Young is just going to be in Heisman contention just because it's Alabama.
He doesn't even look that good to me, though. He doesn't look like a millionaire.
No. Because he's not.
No.
He lost to A&M.
He just looks average. Like, I watched him play against what game? I think it was the Florida game. Mm-hmm. I watched the Florida game, and every play he threw, slant route. Guys that play action, look for a guy that's wide open. Like, it's just, he doesn't do anything that wows me. I'm not seeing the $1 million man that everybody else sees. Maybe it's just because, what is he, a freshman this year? Freshman, sophomore?
I think he's a freshman.
So maybe because he's young.
Redshirt freshman, I think.
So he's a sophomore in the classroom.
Yeah.
So, I mean, maybe, but I'm not seeing the millionaire that everybody else is seeing.
I think it's because he doesn't have the weapons at wide receiver like they used to. They have Mechie. That's it, really.
But if you're a millionaire, you don't need weapons.
I mean, a quarterback's only as good as their wide receiver. If you only throw 2-yard curl routes, you're going to have to punt on 4th down or turn over. But you're expecting that wide receiver to at least get 2 or 3 more yards.
What about Brady then? All them years in New England.
Brady's a different breed. You can't compare Bryce Young to Brady. That's not fair.
It's like, the thing is, like, people say these things, like, I guess
he made his receivers better. That's the sad thing.
That's what I'm saying. So, like, in college football as well as the NFL, I don't feel like you necessarily need guys because there's already guys on the teams. More so, those guys have to step their game up, and the quarterback has to play better. Compared to if you're playing a pickup game in the streets, obviously your best are going to beat their best if your best is better than theirs. But I mean, everybody's on scholarship. Everybody was highly recruited coming out of high school. Mm-hmm. Everybody is in the league. Everybody's making $1 million. It's more so these guys need to just step up, and as well as they need to call better plays. And he needs to do a better job finding these guys because Bryce Young. I don't feel like he's such a strong arm. I saw him throw a slant route at somebody's feet.
Yeah. Alabama's always won games and done everything because they just run slant routes. It gets underneath the coverage. All they do is just right there. But the difference this year is the arm strength isn't there like they had with Tua and Mac.
But Tua barely had it as well.
But he was accurate.
Yeah.
That's the thing. It's okay if you don't have arm strength as long as you're pretty accurate.
Yeah.
But Mac Jones the same way. He had a decent arm strength, but he was fairly accurate. I don't think Bryce Young's as accurate, and they don't have weapons that create space. They just kind of run that same route hoping to get open this time compared to – that's why A&M came in and took over. Plus, their defense is not that good this year, obviously, because an unranked A&M came in and beat them.
Yeah, and they've been letting up points left and right. They let up a ton of points against Ole Miss, actually.
Yeah.
That was a closer game than everybody.
That was a good game.
Everybody thinks. So it's I'm as far as the Texans go, I'm not really seeing it. I mean, I don't see any quarterback coming out this year that does good enough. I feel like Miami's getting the best of it if Trotz doesn't get arrested.
Yeah.
But he can still play.
I'm in Miami. Put your hands behind your back.
Just crap. But if you've ever been to Miami, it's its own country down there.
Yeah.
And it's the state of Florida.
It's Florida. If you want somebody to disappear, they can disappear.
So, I mean, I think he'll do good, but can he save this season? Should be the question.
No. I think if he comes in, he's going to be so focused on something else. He's going to be focused on, I made this pass. Is there another girl telling on me? Oh, I made this pass. I missed this pass. That means I'm going to jail. He's going to be thinking about other things other than football while he's on that field, and it's going to hurt any team he's on right now.
I can see that. You're saying the focus would not be there, and it just isn't there this season at all, just because he just has so much going on.
Look how bad Jameis Winston went down after crab legs. He got into the NFL, and they're like, he stole crab legs. Oh, my God, I'm terrible.
He also raped that girl.
Okay, that happened too. Fair enough. Yes, that happened too.
They paid her $1 million to shut up.
And he was worried about other girls, obviously. So, I mean, it seems like that happens with quarterbacks. Their focus goes somewhere else after something happens, and they're just not going to be the same.
I agree with you. But the thing about Trotz and Winston is, Winston, I've never been a fan of him. I don't like his personality. I don't like him as a person. Yeah. I don't think his game is all that.
He's too cocky for how terrible he is.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You go back to the Florida State years.
Yeah.
His team was loaded.
Yeah.
He had
He's over here licking his fingers.
All right, then. This man's team was loaded. He had Kelvin Benjamin. He had Dalvin Cook in the backfield. Mm-hmm. He had Rashawn Green at receiver. That Florida State team was loaded.
It was stacked.
So, and then he comes in the NFL. He had Mike Evans and did nothing with him at all. So I've never been a fan of him. But you look at Deshaun Watson, he's always been a gamer. No matter who's his guys out there.
True.
I mean, heck, he even helped Hunter Renfrow in the NFL. Walk on.
True.
White boy receiver who is not fast, is not tall, but runs great routes. Yeah. He is in the NFL.
Playing for the Raiders.
And he's actually looking really good.
Yeah. He gets like 7-8 looks a game.
All right. So when it comes to the focus, I mean, I don't think the focus will be there, but I still think he can at least lead him to a 9-win season. If he's get traded today, he can win 9 games for him.
Okay.
But
it just seems weird that right here in the middle of everything, Tua coming back, that they're thinking about this, and it could be a potential. It's just weird to me.
I mean, if you look at Tua, the way he's been playing has been subpar. Like, you're expecting the first round quarterback to come out here and light it up, and it's not like the team's bad. The team has been good the years Tua has been there. They went to the play. They almost went to did they go to the playoffs last year? Or were they short? They were short because there was
I think they came short, if I remember.
But they won 10 games though. They went 10-6.
Yeah.
Without Tua, and I mean
he lost to the Jags.
Yeah. So I mean,
in London,
I think with him being healthy, they're like, all right, so he's healthy now. Y'all still want him? Like, I know we couldn't give him to y'all earlier because he was injured, but he's healthy now.
But how does that affect Jalen Waddle as a receiver, where he definitely trusts Tua because they've been together since college? compared to Deshaun Watson coming in because I have Waddle on my fantasy team. Without Tua, his numbers are so down. He got 29 points last week, and I didn't even start him because I thought it was going to be bad.
Idiot.
I won, thankfully, but
well, I think it doesn't affect Waddle. I think if anything, Waddle is going to be more elated because when you play with somebody long enough, you know how good, you know their strengths, you know their weaknesses, especially as a receiver, and then you see a guy that's better than the guy who you play with, you're going to automatically know what he's capable of. Like we've seen Deshaun Watson in college. Jalen Waddle just got in the league like a year. Is this his first year?
This is his first year.
All right, so he's seen Deshaun Watson in the NFL as well as at Clemson.
Yeah.
All right, he was in high school when Deshaun was in college. So I guarantee you, if anything, he's looking at Deshaun as more of a fan, more so, more or less than, I don't know if I can trust him. I think his production is going to skyrocket.
Well, I'm thinking if he goes there, I think he's going to think, I don't know if I can trust him as my quarterback to be around. Like, I'm just going to go back to the backup and be like, hey, here, how you doing?
I can't throw Ross, my quarterback, up to practice because I don't know if he's going to play tomorrow.
Exactly. Like, it affects the whole team.
I can see that. But I mean, speaking of college players that are in the NFL, what are your thoughts on some of these college players now? What about some of these games going on?
College football games going on? I mean, we got one tonight, the 20th. Coastal versus Appy State. Coastal's number 14.
Jeez.
I told you at the beginning of the season this could be a 2007. Yeah, so crazy.
Literally called it. So
that's going on. Tomorrow we got SMU and Tulane. SMU's 21. I mean, so we're looking at Cincinnati versus Navy on Saturday. Cincinnati. They're 6-0. Navy's 1-5. Oklahoma versus Kansas. Oklahoma 7-0. Kansas is 1-5. We got your boys in Michigan at 6-0 versus Northwestern 3-3.
We might lose, so yeah,
there's potential because it's Michigan.
Yeah.
Illinois versus Penn State. Yes, yeah. Wake versus Army. Ooh, that could be a trap game. Army's 4-2. Wake's 6-0.
Is Wake Forest ranked?
Number 16.
Golly.
That's the only chance the ACC has to make it into anything.
Yeah, because Clemson's terrible this year.
Clemson's so bad.
Oh, my gosh.
That's what I was saying. Like, that's why I did not put Dabo up there as my top coaches, because he's had short production, not long term.
I agree.
Saban don't have years like this.
No.
Bear Bryant didn't have years like this. Purdue and Wisconsin. Purdue 4-2. Wisconsin 3-3.
I can see Wisconsin winning it.
I'm going to go Wisconsin. Their defense is a little better than people think.
Yeah,
it's their offense that kills them. They're terrible.
The offense has been the same though every year. Run.
Yeah. Oh, we got Iowa State and Oklahoma State.
That's going to be a good game.
I think it's going to be a trap game for Oklahoma State.
I think I could see the Cyclones pulling off a victory.
I mean, Iowa State was ranked like in the top 10 at one point, and then they've just went on and lost 2 games.
Yeah, it's kind of like a little rivalry. Like, I mean, it's a Big 12 conference game, but it's kind of a little rivalry they got going on between Iowa State and Oklahoma State.
Absolutely, there is. And it's at Iowa State.
Yeah.
So next we got Oregon at UCLA. Oregon number 10, 5-1. UCLA 5-2.
Ooh.
I'm going UCLA.
Is Chip Kelly still the coach?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh, that's crazy.
Yeah, Chip versus his old team.
Oh, this is gonna be
at
crazy.
UCLA.
At UCLA, that's gonna be a good game. That's worth watching.
Yeah, it's 3:30 on ABC.
Give me UCLA then.
I'm going UCLA.
I guess his former team, but it's like I don't know. There's not bad blood between them. He just left to go to the NFL.
Yeah, it's not.
But
it's not Oregon's fault, but
it's still one of those things. They
Oregon might have bad blood, but not Chip Kelly.
It could be one of those things like relationship. When you see your ex, you want to stun on them, even though y'all probably had a good breakup or whatever. You still want to show them that, hey, I'm still it.
Yeah.
You know,
it's like I hate you, right? But I'm doing good.
Hey, yeah. So I can see you. Give me UCLA for that one.
Yeah. Going to the SEC at 3:30 on CBS. LSU at Ole Miss.
Ooh, Ole Miss. What a light up show.
I think it's going to be Ole Miss.
You see, the drunk head coach Ed Ogeron is quitting after this season.
It's the end of his season.
Yeah, he's quitting after this.
Oregon. Well, he's not him quitting. LSU said they're not going to They're not going to renew him after this season.
Really? I swear I saw a report. No, it's literally him quoting, "I'm choosing to resign after this season."
Yeah, that was to make it seem like he wasn't being turned down.
He's been terrible, though.
That's like getting broken up. It's like, it was mutual.
Right? And he talked to the girl, listen. This is what he really did.
Then we got Clemson at Pitt. Pitt's number 23. I'm going Pitt. Clemson's terrible.
Is Clemson even ranked?
Mm-mm. They're 4-2. They had a close call against Syracuse last game. They should be 3-3.
Give me Clemson, though.
I'm going Pitt because at Pitt. This is going to be an easy one here. We got the trash balls against Alabama at Alabama.
Yeah.
Hold on. We got the mustard bottle balls throwing trash on the field.
Listen.
Okay, they deserved it. The refs deserved it.
You can't tell me that wasn't funny, though.
That was hilarious.
Like Tennessee, oh my gosh. You gotta love Tennessee.
I follow Funny Mane, Jermaine Funny Mane on like Facebook and stuff like that. Huge Alabama fan, honestly, but he's pretty funny. He put out the fine and he said, "Do you think this was deserved?" Everybody on there was like, they should be banned from bowl games and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, it's trash. $250,000 for trash. And yet they're also kicking these kids out from never being able to attend a UT football game again. Like, it wasn't a whole group of people. So let's be fair. This is the SEC's fault. I'm going to say SEC's fault because they started selling alcohol at games.
Yes.
The first half was 2.5 hours long. They were drunk before half.
Yes.
And then the refs pissed them off in the fourth quarter, saying they didn't get a first down. It was coming.
I love it. To be a tough.
Yeah, it was.
I don't think they should have even.
That made me proud to be a Tennessee fan.
Yeah, like I'm not a Tennessee fan. Let's get things straight. But I love it because the fact that it's just like that's what sports is all about.
Yeah,
like you go to
the fans being crazy.
Yes, thank you. Like you go to a Philly game, you go to any New York game. The fans are
the Bills Mafia.
All right, then everybody.
There we go.
Literally, fans make it. So I don't have a problem with it. Yeah. I love it. I mean, you obviously don't want to encourage it. We don't want any repeats or any of that stuff.
Yes, I do.
Other schools doing it constantly.
I want it. I want everybody to throw trash at the refs because the refs are trash.
And they threw golf balls at Lane Kiffin.
He straight up wasn't even looking at one thing, and he caught it straight midair. Just lifted his hand up and caught something.
Awareness 99.
Yeah, for real. But, not on that golf ball.
Yeah. But speaking of Tennessee, what do you think about them though? Tennessee's.
They are moving in the right direction.
I agree.
Heupel is working with somebody else's team right now. And so I'm excited to see what his recruits can do in next year and 2 years from now when it's almost his entire team that he's recruited. Because that's what tells a coach apart.
That's true. Because look at Ohio State.
Yeah.
They're struggling right now. They're not looking as dominant because this is Ryan Day's first year actually being the head coach of the team because these are all his players. Yeah. These are all guys he recruited, his system. So and he's kind of struggling up there. They're winning games though. They lost to Oregon.
Saban's first year, I think he was like either 6-6 or 7-5 because he was working with somebody else's team.
So I mean, hey, Josh, you can't really tell much.
I'm not going to say he's Saban. No, do not cross my words. No. But I'm just saying, it takes some time.
Well, tell Butch Jones that. We gave him 5 years.
Okay, Butch Jones sucks. He can't even win at Arkansas State now. He was getting coffee for Saban and can't even learn how to win from the dude.
And getting paid millions of dollars from the University of Tennessee.
Touche. Still getting paid from Tennessee.
So funny.
Well, I like Tennessee. The offense has some meaning, but after this year, Hooker's gone.
Yep.
And it goes straight to Milton unless there's another quarterback that he might be able to get or build up Harrison.
Yeah.
So we'll see. Following that, that's a 7:00 game. I hate late games in Alabama. San Diego State versus Air Force.
San Diego State.
I'm going Air Force. San Diego State 6-0. Air Force is 6-1.
Yeah, but Air Force runs that dumb wing T or triple option or whatever.
I mean, so does Wake, and they're winning.
Do they really? I thought they ran the spread. When did they switch to triple option?
I thought they've always been in the Georgia Tech's who I'm thinking of.
Georgia
Tech,
they don't run it anymore, thank God.
Well, that sucks.
No,
I'm going Air Force, though.
Air Force, I'm going, give me San Diego State.
We got UT San Antonio at number 24. 7-0 versus La Tech, so Louisiana Tech. They're 2-4.
Give me La Tech.
Okay. I got UTSA. Ohio State versus Indiana. Blowout. Ohio State's taking that one. Indiana's 2-4.
All right.
Yeah.
I'll say it is.
Yeah. I'm picking. You know who I'm going to pick this next one. USC, the Trojans of South California, 3-3 versus number 13 Notre Dame.
All right, you're obviously picking USC.
I'm going USC. Notre Dame is not all that. They've lost way too many close games. They're 5-1. They should be 3-3 too.
What about USC though?
USC.
They don't have a coach.
That's how terrible Notre Dame is, in my opinion. But they don't have a coach. Whatever. They lost to Stanford. Stanford's always a trap game, no matter what. They really should be 4-2 if they would have taken Stanford seriously. I'm going USC.
Is it at the Coliseum?
No, it's at Notre Dame.
Yeah, Notre Dame it is.
Yeah, I just can't. I can't. South Carolina versus Texas A&M.
Ooh.
I got A&M. South Carolina's trash. They almost lost to Vandy. They lost to Vandy. They beat Vandy by 1 point.
Who is South Carolina's coach?
I don't know. Probably Ed Orgeron next year.
I know, right? They hired Will Muschamp.
What if USC hires Ed Orgeron back?
I can see it.
Or do you think they're holding out for Urban?
Come on now. They're obviously holding out for the urban legend himself.
Okay. Then to end it off, we got NC State versus Miami. I got NC because
what is Miami doing down there?
They're going what they're doing is going 2-4.
Where is their $1 million quarterback, Derek King? Mr.
Yeah.
I'm such a good person. I'm going to donate some of the money that I earn in endorsements to charity because I don't want to be taxed.
Yeah, and that's obviously made it very difficult for him. That's made it pretty difficult for him to be able to actually do anything.
All right, then.
So he's too focused on charity work.
All right, then. Or is he too busy focused on stunting? I mean, he's in Miami, Florida with a ton of money. I don't know if you've ever been to Miami, Florida before.
I have not. I've never had an urge to go, to be honest.
Well, you go there one time, and then you will understand.
Okay.
And he's a college kid. Get out of here.
That's
man.
true.
Get out of here.
He can pay for his crab legs.
Yeah. So, switching gears a little bit here. NBA news, Ben Simmons.
More Ben Simmons.
You see the guy goes to practice in sweatpants. Well, he went to practice in regular gear, but he had his phone in his pocket. That's an issue. He cannot have his phone in his pocket. And then
that's because he's waiting for that call to say he's been traded.
He's definitely waiting on that.
Yeah.
And then he decided not to show up to the game, the preseason game, because he's too busy chilling at home in his mansion. So, what are your thoughts about the whole situation? You think they should just cut ties with him? Or do you think they should try to ride this out as long as they can? Then Ben Simmons is going to be like, you know what, I'm tired of getting fined $1 million. My contract is just worth $200 million. So that's like 200 games. The NBA only has 76 games. I can't afford it.
I would say if he was an American, he would. But him being an Australian, I think he's gonna hold tough to his guns. And I mean, Australians are hardy, stubborn people.
Hold on, Americans are the same way. You saw James Harden show up to practice last year, Pat. Well, my bad, not last year. 2 years. It was last year. Last year, the Houston Pat. So
yeah, I mean, they need to get rid of him because he obviously doesn't want to be there. Even Doc Rivers straight up came out and said, like, this has ruined the fun of opening day for the 76ers. And that's Doc Rivers. Like, that dude is probably the epitome of fun as a coach.
Right.
So for him to come out and say that the fun's gone because of Ben Simmons, that bleeds to the locker room. It's a toxic environment for everybody. They have to cut ties with him at this point. Now you just need to see what you can get. At this point, take 2 third-round picks or whatever, 2 third and a fourth and a fifth or whatever, just to get rid of him because you're not getting a player right now. Everybody's going to the Lakers or the Nets, so it's going to be hard to get one. Even Kyrie doesn't want to go to Philly. So,
listen, I agree with you for sure. I think they just need to get rid of him now. I hate when teams do this, just because like I get these people are under contract, and you're not going to let the players push you around and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you don't get like it's simple logic. If you don't get rid of him now, you'll get nothing from him later. Like you look at Aaron Rodgers in Green Bay, his contract, he's a free agent after this season, isn't he? So he can go wherever he wants.
He needs to go to Tennessee because Tannehill sucks.
I already said Tennessee from the beginning.
I know you have, but now I'm finally seeing. I've come to the light.
I told you Tannehill couldn't manage that talent. It's too talent. You need an actual quarterback who can be like, all right, I know that God Henry doesn't need to touch this play. I know I need to get Julio involved. I need to get AJ involved. Like AJ Brown has fallen off.
So the problem is not Tannehill being terrible. It's that Tannehill's offensive line is not giving him anything to be able to, and Tannehill's not fast enough to be able to use his feet. If it was like somebody like Justin Fields or something like that, I think you could get away. Even if it was Jalen Hurts, I think they could get away and actually make some plays and throw down the field. But with the offensive line the way it is, Tannehill's terrible, and honestly, he's showing his true Miami days again.
He's definitely doing that. I wouldn't blame the line so much though, because they're good at run blocking. So I mean,
he threw behind Julio a good bit. There was a couple passes on Julio. Like Julio had
threw it over his head too, and Julio was like 6'2".
Threw it behind him. If he would have thrown it in front of him, he would have had a straight touchdown.
I know exactly which pass we're talking about.
Yeah, so the
slant route.
But he threw it too up and high, and if he would have thrown it in front of him, Julio had a touchdown.
I agree with you.
Julio had to catch a ball off of a dude's helmet to be able to even get a catch.
Yep.
So
Julio's becoming irrelevant. AJ Brown's becoming irrelevant.
That's why I got rid of AJ Brown. Dude has not had more than had double digits in fantasy points. Like I got rid of him. I had to.
It's only because of the addition of not AJ Brown of Julio Jones. We have two elite receivers. It's like that's when you don't know what to do with it. If you're a mediocre quarterback or an average quarterback, you don't know what to do with it. But if you're an elite, like a Tom Brady or an Aaron Rodgers, or I guess Mahomes now, you know what to do.
Yeah.
So it's just like Tannehill got to go.
Well, the Cowboys kind of have some elite wide receivers. They usually run a 3 good receiver pack, but Gallup being out has kind of limited that. So there's only really 2 options: CeeDee Lamb and
Amari Cooper.
Yeah, and Cooper. Then if they get Gallup back, that's a third option that opens their offense even more.
You got to look at each quarterback. Dak is a better quarterback than Tannehill.
Oh, absolutely.
Dak is, if he continues this pace, he's winning MVP. I don't care what nobody says. He's winning MVP this year.
Yeah.
Dak is easily top five best quarterback in the league.
Cut back on that MVP. It's going to be God.
Top 5. No. Tom Brady's not winning the MVP.
No, God Henry.
They're not going to give it to a running back, dude. Let's get that.
They will give it to. They will give it because the dude carries that team. They're 0-6 if he's not on that team.
They ain't about to give it to him. He deserves it.
The only position they won't give it to is a wide receiver or tight end. They've never won it. MVPs. It can be a running back or a quarterback.
God Henry's not winning the MVP, dude.
He has to. If he keeps up this pace, over almost 5,800 yards of rushing in 3 seasons, they have to.
All right. Well, let's think about it like this. What's a bigger market? Well, and honestly, the markets are probably the same. So what's a more notable franchise? America's team, the Cowboys, or the Tennessee Titans?
What's a less put together team to say that if you weren't on that team, you wouldn't be winning? The Cowboys could potentially win.
They can't do that without Dak.
They couldn't be doing what they're doing, but they could still be close to mid without Derrick Henry. Take him off that team.
And honestly, the Titans and the Cowboys are built very similar, though.
They are, but the Cowboys have an offensive line.
Not even that. They just have Dak. He's making smarter choices. And
the defense is good.
Defense is making good choices because they're like, well, we're not going to be out here the entire game.
Yeah. The better of the Diggs brothers is on the defense.
So, I mean, with the Cowboys, I think he's going to win MVP. I think he's top 5 quarterback.
I think he'll win comeback player. I don't think he'll win MVP.
Just because you think the God himself is going to win it.
I think
he is a literal Titan.
He is. He came from the pits of the earth and was like, I got this.
He was the one that did not die in a fight to Zeus. Because Zeus fought the Titans.
Yeah.
And that's how he got his brothers back.
Yeah.
And you're saying
No, he fought his father, Kronos.
Oh, yep.
He went into the pit of Kronos' stomach,
Yep.
killed him, and brought his siblings back out.
But wasn't Kronos a Titan, though?
Kronos was his father. Technically a Titan if you want to do that. But let's be honest. You have gods from a Titan? No. You get gods from a god.
Where do you get the Titans from then?
The Titans are the ones that he fought. So that tried to take over Mount Olympus. They came up to try and take over, kind of like the Immortals, I guess also you could say. We're getting into mythology right now.
So we have a literal god at running back. There we
Yeah.
go. Literal god at running back at the Titans, plays for the Titans, and you're telling me he's going to win it over a quarterback.
Absolutely.
You're insane. You're insane.
Calling it. If he keeps up the production that he's doing, if he gets 100-plus yards a game like he is, multiple touchdowns, because he is the MVP not only of the Titans, but of the entire league, because who is more of a wrecking ball than Derrick Henry?
Wish I got him in fantasy.
Everybody. I tried, but I was pick number 7.
And I was pick number 6.
Yeah.
God, freaking league.
Yeah. But I was pick number 4 in fantasy basketball, and I got Doncic, so I'm happy about that.
Hey, I got Westbrook, and I was pick number 3.
I'm happy with my team.
Yeah.
I'm happy.
Yeah.
Hayward, Donovan Mitchell,
What is
Doncic.
Hayward going to do, though?
He's in Charlotte. He has nobody else. He has to be the only
He has
production.
Lonzo. My bad, not Lonzo.
Come
LaMelo.
on. Come on.
And D'Angelo. My bad. LaMelo and Elos. He has the Elo.
He's got the ball. He's got 2 balls.
Yeah, he definitely does have 2 balls.
Yeah.
I mean, he's in Charlotte. He's gonna produce.
He has to. He's the only superstar on that team.
Yeah, but I ain't a lot. Ball's looking good. He's looking nice.
He is. I got Jason Tatum. I'm very happy about that, being a Celtics fan.
Yeah, Jason Tatum's looking nice too, especially after Bowery finally left a couple years ago. He's coming back into his own.
I mean, I'm losing 94-23 right now, but that's just because I had one person play last night.
94-23.
Yeah, it's a week-long thing. So
God,
Doncic, Mitchell, Hayward, Tatum. I got Rudy Gobert, DeMar DeRozan, Joe Ingles. Huh?
I say good pickups.
I think so. Anaby from Toronto, Drummond, Schroeder, Clint Capella, Andrew Wiggins, Tyler Hero, and then picking up Kawhi Leonard on the IR.
Ooh, well, you're doing better than me. I'm losing 28-8, but a lot of my players have not played yet. The only guy that played was Westbrook.
I had one person play last night. It was Andrew Wiggins. He had 2 people, Steph Curry and James Harden. So, and Andrew Wiggins was on limited time because they want to just make sure that he's nice and healthy.
Yeah.
So, and then I've got every single person except Doncic playing tonight.
Same here. I really need to do some rotation between the players.
Yeah, because first game's coming up at 7, so
yeah,
you got a few minutes to be able to do that.
I got 7 minutes. I mean, everybody plays. I'd be making one switch, and that would just be putting in Malik Beasley over what's his face over I guess Westbrook, because Westbrook doesn't play tonight. And no, Malik Beasley.
I mean, really, it's just tonight's put in whoever's playing.
Yeah,
because not everybody's in just yet.
Nah, not concerned. But speaking of basketball, like I said, you're saying they should get rid of him, Ben Simmons. I think they should get rid of him as well. But it just doesn't ever make sense for me to keep players when you're not going to get anything out of them at the end of the day.
Yeah.
As well as, I mean, with that being said, what about Kyrie? You think he's going to play eventually?
I don't understand why people are still taking risk on Kyrie.
He's good.
Getting when he wants to play.
Nice.
If he wants to play, he's going to play. But if he's like, my toenails hurt. He's not going to play.
I sneezed. Yep, I'm done for the week.
And plus, Kyrie's going to be Kyrie. He's refusing the vaccine, being in New York and any other place that they might travel to that might or might not. So you can't really trade Kyrie because he's just going to go to states that he has to play in, but he can't play. So
yeah,
I'm done with Kyrie. He is emotionally hard to follow.
Yeah. Kyrie's Kyrie. Oh my gosh. I think he'll get the vaccine eventually. You'd be throwing away a bag, and then Kyrie will be Kyrie and make some bull crap up talking about. Because his reasoning for not wanting to get it now is, I want to be a voice for the voiceless.
They're not voiceless.
I want to be a voice for the voiceless. I want to show that you don't have to follow these rules and regulations. Remember, it's your body, your choice. Only with this, nothing else. We're not going to talk about the other stuff. Only with this right here.
We're not going to talk about Texas.
Yeah. We're not going to talk about Texas, basically. Your body, your choice with only vaccines. That's what Kyrie said he wants to stand up for. So I can see him. See him.
Like, why do people are like, oh, I need to get my kid into college, but I'm not going to give him the vaccine. Do you know how many vaccines you have to get into college? Like, come on.
A ton.
Like, to even get into public school, get your kid into preschool. Yes. Like, they have to, like, why? I'm not doing it. I'm not talking about this right now.
Can't.
God, I can't.
So that's why it's like, I think he'll play. And I think he's going to be typical Kyrie. I've decided to get the vaccine because in order to save my platform that I'm on, I have to conform to the unit. And I knew I was hurting my team at the end of the day because the unit is incomplete without another piece that it needs to it. And this way I can still show that you don't have to get the vaccine if you don't want to. I chose to get it because as well as me hurting my team and I want to be the voice for the voiceless, I know some people that were affected by it negatively, just seeing how COVID destroys communities and the African American communities, because only black people get it apparently, according to the news. Even though I don't want to get into it, but that's what Kyrie is going to do. All right,
what color is my skin?
All right, then white.
Huh? I guess it's not only.
Oh, it makes me so mad, dude. I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it. It makes me so freaking mad.
Dude, at the end of that speech, he'll be like, and they give me $20 million for a vaccine bonus. and like, right? Walks away. Or he'll be like, I wanted to be a voice for the voiceless to give them a voice to get the vaccine. You're like, what? So now the people that want the vaccine are voiceless. Kyrie is going to do something crazy.
It's going to be, have you seen that Kobe commercial with Kobe and Kanye? And Kobe's, he's like giving a motivational speech. He's like, I need more from you. And I need you to be the best and all that stuff. Mm-hmm. I need you to sell more. And Kanye's like, how much records can I sell? He's like, more. And then Kanye's like, and then Kobe says something else. And then Kanye's like, how much more do you need? Because he was like, oh my gosh. He said, this is, oh my gosh. He said, but are you a different animal and a different something? And Kanye looked at him. He looked around. He said, what the F does that even mean, Kobe Bryant? You're welcome. That's what Kyrie's going to do.
That's the one where everybody's like, it's the Illuminati. I remember that commercial.
Yeah. You're welcome.
Yeah. It's like, he sold his soul to the devil.
So I can see Kyrie doing some stupid stuff like that. Just
absolutely.
It's freaking Kyrie. Golly, gotta love him, right?
He's funny, but like I said, emotionally, he's a roller coaster ride that I don't want to be on.
No. I got him though in fantasy. So when he does choose a player,
I know you got him in fantasy. We were talking so much trash before you got him on fantasy. He's like, I'm not getting him no matter what.
You said
and then you were like, I got him.
You said you weren't getting him. I was thinking to myself, I was like, you know what?
If he's there.
Yeah, I was like, Kyrie could play. There's a huge possibility he could play. And if he does, I mean, I don't care to waste a roster spot on him. Plus, I can put him on IR until he does play.
God. He needs to be on IR for mental instability. Yes. Like, gosh.
He's really smart, though.
He might be smart, but he's stupid at the same time.
Nope, he's
smart. Book smart, but not street smart.
He's all over smart only. Not he's not stupid, according to him.
Kanye says the same. I'm going to let you finish, but I'm smart. Like, okay.
I think it has something to do with K names.
Guys, is there a Kardashian curse somewhere?
Probably. Probably. Isn't Mahomes' brother, isn't his name Kevin Mahomes or something like that?
Something.
No, I think it's Jackson. Have you been following that stuff lately?
No, I haven't.
Dude, it's so stupid. Like, his brother is basically being a star off of Mahomes' fame. So,
of course.
So he's like making TikTok videos, and like the videos, they're trash. Like he's not doing any like.
Is it just because he's in them?
Yeah, literally. Yeah. Like he's doing basic dances that he's not making anything new. He's not killing the dances. It's like he's going through the motions. So the other day, or I guess last week when they played the football team, the Washington football team, not the Redskins apparently, they were doing a memorial for Sean Taylor, and Sean Taylor, his name was on the field, and Mahomes' brother goes to the Sean Taylor mark on the field and just starts dancing on it and recording a TikTok. And I mean, luckily he's not a big enough name to where it wasn't a big deal. But over social media, people were like, "Oh, he's trash. He's obviously living off his brother's height. He needs to do his own thing. Blah blah blah. It's freaking ridiculous. And this guy, he's like six. His brother, Mahomes 6'3". His brother is 6'6". He should be playing in the NBA right now, not doing dumb dances and trying to be a TikTok star or whatever, living off your brother's hype. You know,
anything to make it easy.
Yeah, it's just.
I mean, really, that's what siblings do. Like the Kardashians became famous because of their father, and then it was Kim Kardashian who became famous off their father, and then Kourtney and Khloe became famous off of their father, and then
really
Bruce Jenner became
or Kim.
No, the father definitely because he was O.J. Simpson's lawyer.
All right, but then Kim did something.
She was Paris Hilton's assistant. That's how she became famous.
Right.
So she got famous off of Paris Hilton. Then Kim Kardashian gets famous, and then the sisters get famous, and then the younger sisters from the Jenners get famous, and then Bruce Jenner, now Caitlyn Jenner, gets famous because of Kim Kardashian. That's just what siblings do.
I agree. I don't think Mahomes had a problem with it because, to be honest, I mean, it really all depends on how close you are with your family. If you're like Britney Spears and you're not close to your family and none of that stuff, then I guess you're going to have an issue with it. But with me in my situation, I'm so close to my family. I don't care if you want to make a name off me. I mean, heck, it makes me look good because it's like, dang, I'm to that point now to where my family can make a name off of me.
Yeah.
You know, whether they're doing dumb stuff or not, I mean, it's not affecting me. No one's talking about it that much. They're not like, hey, you need to get your brother. And if they do, I'm going to be like, mind your business, you know? So it's like, I get it. Mahomes doesn't care. He's rich and famous. He's a half a billionaire.
It's probably why he doesn't care because he knows he's not giving his brother money.
Yep.
So make money somehow.
Yep.
Like, hey, I won't give you a penny, but you can use my face in anything.
He's like, okay.
Cool. Yeah.
I mean, like, Mahomes he'll be a billionaire before he reaches the age of 30. I mean, because what?
Then he'll write a memoir.
Oh, for sure. They'll retire like Jordan and then come back.
Did you know that Tim Tebow's a four-time New York bestseller author?
Is he really?
Yeah. I started following him on LinkedIn. It was like it straight up says in his bio, first thing, 4-time New York bestseller author. I was like, what? And then it's followed up by 2-time national champ.
Don't forget about my college days.
Yeah, and Heisman Trophy winner.
Yeah.
It's like,
okay. I mean, he should still be in the league, but that's also another story for another day. I like.
Oh, he was, and he sucked as a tight end.
All right, then I'm in a quarterback.
Would they have been better though? Would they have gotten a win already?
Probably the Broncos not. Or the Jags?
The Jags.
At quarterback or tight end?
If he was say a tight end, probably not.
At quarterback or tight end?
As ass back.
Obviously not. Come on now, he's nothing. I mean, I love Tim Tebow though. Like he's a great person. Like I don't know, like you listen to him speak and then you see what he does on social media and all that. Like he's a good guy. Like
yeah, he's a good guy.
He deserves to be in the league though. But you have anything else you want to talk about today? I know you're huge on the baseball.
Oh yeah, go Red Sox. ALCS. Oh, I need to check on that because the game is literally going on as we're speaking, and I'm probably about to be heartbroken. No,
what score?
It's 6-0 Houston in the 6th inning. Well, it was fun while it lasted. So,
what's the series at right now?
2-2.
2-2.
It's a 7-game series.
So they still have time to come back.
They were down 1-0. They tied it. Then they were up 2-1. They lost last night because of the 9th and 8th inning. Terrible pitching. Now the Astros, and they're losing their bats. The Red Sox have hit 3 grand slams this series. The first team to ever do that because their bats have been so hot and now it's dead. So, whatever. Go Braves at this point now. Hopefully the Red Sox can pull it back, but whenever they don't make it because the Astros started sign stealing again, obviously, then go Braves.
Well,
yeah, I'm not a happy camper now.
Sorry to end it on a negative note. I thought he was going to be happier than that, y'all. I thought he was going to say something like, "Whoa, we're down by 1 right now. All right, we're going to lose this game, but
no,
we got him in the next game."
Being a Red Sox fan is just like being a Vols fan. You get hope so high, and then you get crashed.
The Red Sox won it though a couple years ago.
Yeah, in 2018, but like we got to get 28, and the Yankees have and not get another one because I'm tired of Yankees fans, including my wife's brother, who is a Yankees fan, saying 27. Okay, you lost 13.
What's the
2004, you were up 3-0. The first time ever coming back from a 3-0 deficit. The Red Sox won and won the World Series. How many were you alive for that was World Series? 2.
So how are the Yankees doing then? With that being said,
Oh, the Red Sox knocked them out of the playoffs.
all right then.
So makes my heart happy, but I'm so tired of hearing it. Y'all have not been to a World Series in 11 years. Shut up already. Oh. Go Red Sox.
Well, you heard him from the horse's mouth. Go Red Sox.
Yeah.
Thanks for tuning in today, y'all, on the Parks and Patton Show. Hopefully we can bring y'all more exclusive content, more regs.
Yeah. We'll work on it. Bye.